Good morning, this is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Friday, the 27th of June. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing, learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right, this is a video for paying subscribers at chartingthemarkets.substack.com, and it's published on YouTube after a delay of 24 hours. All right, let's have a look at ES. Now, ES, we've seen some decent move up overnight. We actually came within a handful of making the retest of the all-time high on SPX yesterday, and pretty obviously, unless something really dramatic happens in the next 45 minutes, we're going to see that new all-time high on SPX this morning at the open. NQ has obviously gone higher as well. RTY hasn't quite made it back up to the high here. Now, I would like this to obviously get back up there and continue up. If we are going to go a lot higher, the main bullish pattern we've got is, of course, on IWM. On YM, we've gone back up, retested the recent high, and I'll come back to that on the bigger picture charts. On DAX and the STX, we are testing the monthly pivots as resistance. We haven't got over them yet. We haven't got over the daily middle band consistently on the daily chart either. I'm seeing a possible IHS here. It's a bit oversized, but if it sees a breakup, we could see a retest of this high here, and that's what I would very much like to see. ESTX, slightly different IHS forming. Nonetheless, a decent looking pattern. Hasn't got back to the neckline yet, but I would like to see this break up as well. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. Okay, looking at SPX, we're going through these shorter-term trend lines, which I'm happy to see. We haven't got to the stage where this couldn't be a bullish overthrow yet, but we're not really seeing much in the way of negative divergence, although, just going back to the futures, we do have possible weak 6-minute sell signal brewing here on ES, nothing on NQ, possible. Actually, is that a divergence? Hang on, wait a second. Bear with me a moment. Looks like a divergence, and it is, but boy, oh boy, that's marginal. And YM, we've got a possible weak 60-minute sell signal brewing as well. There are only weak 60-minute sell signals. They may not play out, but they may deliver a bit of a retracement today. It has been a pretty strong week. All right, let's go back to the RTX charts now. Looking at the hourly chart here, we're going through the obvious resistance trend line here. So this could be a bearish overthrow, but I'm leaning against that. I'm thinking we've got a pretty good chance of going higher, and we've got no negative divergence on the hourly chart, which is something I'm very happy to see. In terms of the bigger picture charts, we are at a stage where we're going to see a bit of consolidation, I think, because we're getting really close to the 3SD upper band. The weak RSI 14 daily sell signal hasn't failed yet. We've got that on SPX, we've got that on the Qs, but as there are only weak sell signals, they're pretty close to a fail if we see a move up next week. So looking at the Qs on the hourly chart, again, we're going through, but this could still be a bearish overthrow. On Dia, we're going through the obvious trend line as well. Hopefully this is opening up this further trend line up here, which would be significantly higher. Looking at IWM. IWM, we've got, hang on the hourly chart, we haven't reached, because we haven't reached the retest this high here. Exactly. Have we done that on here though? Yeah, we have actually made it up to the previous high on the IWM chart, even though we haven't managed it on the RTY chart. Obviously, this is a potential level top, but the obvious trendline resistance is significantly higher, and I wouldn't be that surprised to see it go to an alternate, i.e., coming off here and going up into here. But we do need to see IWM head higher. Because this IHS is the best bullish pattern we've got. All right, looking at DAX, still holding the daily middle band as resistance, and Nikkei, I'm reading this as a flag which is breaking up towards 42.4. Overall, I'm really liking the upside here. IWM, we've got obviously we have a pretty easy target there, and not really looking much beyond it. Just to review, I'm going to be doing a post today looking at the targets above on SPX, but once we have done the retest of the high, and if we don't see a turn there, then, well, I'm looking at this trend line here above. First trend line I'm looking at is this one here, but this one here would get us up to, what would it be, 6180, 6200. I've got an alternate as well, but I'm thinking this opens up considerably more upside potentially. Looking at the Qs on the weekly chart, hang on, let's look at NDX on the weekly chart. Again, we've seen the retest, we've seen a new all-time high. I'm wondering about a test of this trend line here. Don't necessarily need to do that, but we've got open space potentially to get up there. But I'll do a review of that today. And with the possible weekly RSI 5 sell signal that was bringing, we're likely to lose today unless we see a large retracement. Okay, let's have a look at DX. Now, DX, we had a little falling wedge forming, and that's broken up. Obviously, we're in a huge inflection point. I was writing about it yesterday, and I'm wondering whether or not this is going to break up or down. I'm keeping an open mind on which way it is. Certainly in terms of Trump policies, I would be leaning down. In terms of the pattern setup, I'd be leaning up. And overall, I'd still be leaning up. And I'm not seeing much reason to see a high retest at 114.75 here. But you know what? I've seen a lot of retests which didn't seem to have much reason behind them. Maybe this is another. We will see. But this is a critical area for us to be turning around in. We may need to go a little lower. I would note that we've got a big level at 96, which is the megaphone support. And let's actually have a quick look at how that looks. So bear with me a moment. Let's have a look at the USD chart and the megaphone support, which I'm watching here. This would be whichever way we go, it would be nice to see this one hit. And this is here. And we've not quite made it down there yet, but we're getting pretty close. So a little further, and we could test this. As it is, this is a bull flag, which is underthrowing slightly. And unless we are going to see a big breakdown, this is obviously a bullish pattern, and it's matched by inverted examples on EURUSD and GBP USD. All right, let's have a look at bonds. Bonds, we've got a potential double top here. No real sign of reversal. Watching a sort of little triangle on RSI forming here. So waiting to see which way this goes. Xian has been stronger. We may be going to an alternate resistance trend line here, but I don't really have a pattern worth the mention. We do have a possible weak 6-minute sell signal brewing here, and I'm thinking we may lose divergence on that today. We are very close. All right, looking at CL. CL, with 6-minute buy signals reached a possible near miss target, we may be about to break down from this bear flag. On heating oil, we are starting to break down from the likely bear flag there. Again, the 6-minute sell signal, buy signal has reached the possible near miss target. On RBOB, we've got 6-minute buy signal fix, hasn't reached the possible near miss target. But again, I'm wondering on all of these about a retest of the low. On NG, we made the target down here on 3.3, although I would note that on the continuous chart, this is potentially a target in the 2.85 area as well. But at the moment, we're seeing a bit of, we've got a 6-minute buy signal fix. We've gone through to 3.3 and got to 3.2. I am wondering about at least a rally here after this very, very steep decline. We shall see. Looking, this is, you really see this on NG. This is it losing a third of its value in a few days. Really, you don't see that or anything else. GC, apart from crypto, maybe. GC, we've got a move down below the monthly pivot here. Obviously, that's only the monthly pivot for 2 more days. Wondering, well, if equities are going up, it may well be that gold is going to be struggling for a while. We could see this original bull flag even potentially turn into a larger one. On SI, the double top is still struggling to break down and still failing. Palladium, we had a 6-minute sell signal fix last night, and platinum, we had one fix, and that made target overnight. So we've been seeing some declines here. Palladium and platinum, particularly platinum, pretty amazing runs recently. We'll see. All right, HG, we've got a potential double top here. No current negative divergence. Wondering about a possible reversal back down, but actually, of course, this tends to be positively correlated with equities, and equities have been having a very good week. Not a lot to say on the short-term currencies. KC, I've got this little falling wedge here. I'm wondering whether this is about to break up. Waiting to see. We've got a 6-minute buy signal fix. This could be a bullish underthrow on this larger falling megaphone. On sugar, we're now breaking up from what was a falling wedge. It didn't expand to the downside. This does kind of look like a bear flag forming, though, setting up a retest of the low. That wouldn't be an unusual thing to see after we see declining resistance break up. So I think we're setting up for a rally here. On CC, we're back up towards the monthly pivot, keeping an open mind, no current negative divergence. CT, we've got back over the monthly pivot. Initially, it was failing there, but it's managed to get over. The weak 60-minute sell signal has failed. Waiting to see where this goes, but this may well be going, heading back up to retest this high here in the 70.5 to 71 area. Bigger picture, I'm liking the upside here, but there's a resistance trend line it needs to meet. I'll be talking about that in the big picture on Sunday. On lumber, we have nice looking rising megaphone. Didn't quite make it to megaphone support on the last swing down. This is a potential level top, and I'm wondering whether we're about to see a breakdown and a return to this low here in the 564 area approximately. On wheat, we've broken down from this rising megaphone, and I'm wondering about a return to retest this low in about the 520 area. 60-minute buy signal is fixed, but delivered nothing so far. 60-minute buy signal fixed on corn hasn't delivered much either. No obvious reversal pattern here for me. Soy, we broke down from the megaphone and made it down to megaphone support. 60-minute buy signal fixed, could see a bit of a rally here. On soybean oil, we've got a 60-minute buy signal fixed, hasn't reached the possible near miss target yet, possible little IHS forming. Live cattle still looks like a bull flag forming, and lean hogs, I've redrawn this in terms of for a less good trend line, but one that hasn't broken up yet because, well, we'll see. But we're testing the rising support here, or at least we're very close, and I'm waiting to see whether or not that is going to break up. All right, let's have a look at questions. Okay, well, my pleasure as always, guys. I am thinking the negative divergence. You can see we've got a possible weak 60-minute sell signal fixing here on ES. This might deliver us a bit of retracement today. It has been a pretty strong week. I'm not seeing any sign of a larger reversal, which is something that I would prefer not to see, but I'm glad I'm not seeing it here at the moment. I'll keep you posted on whether that develops, but at the moment, where we've been following the bullish track, and I've no particular reason to think that's going to stop here. I'm thinking we're probably going to see more upside. We shall see. All right, great. In that case, that's a wrap, guys. I will catch you guys tomorrow.